Hey, what's up? It's Tati and I'm back with another review. This time, this is of Monday Night Raw. Last night was the 30th anniversary of Raw. I will say this, if you had high expectations, then you probably did not like the show. If you didn't have any expectations going in with us, then it just was an okay show. So it was great, but not all that. We did have legends throughout the night popping up. It's the usual ones that you see. We did start the show off with Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart opening the show. And right after that, we did have the Tribal Court with Sami Zayn and the Bloodline. Now, to be completely honest, this whole thing went on for a very long time. So the first hour was commercial free, and this segment probably ran off like 30 minutes, I want to say. We had Paul Heyman with his defense as to why they should, get him out of the bloodline. They don't have any associations with him or whatnot. He did have a good argument, but the crowd wasn't feeling it. They love Sami. Right after his argument, he, basically said he's guilty, and Roman asks Sami if he had anything to defend himself, but Sami said he had no defense, and that pissed off Roman. And Roman was like, after everything, you have no defense, you're not gonna fight for this. So he was sending Solo over to give him a Samoan spike. However, out of all people, we had Jey Uso come to the defense of Sami Zayn. He's like, yo, I put on a video package to defend Sami, and his video package was showing all the times that Sami was defending the bloodline, and he seemed to have had more evidence of him defending than Paul Heyman had of him, running away like a little girl every time something was happening. So after reviewing all of that, Roman decided to say that he was not guilty. However, for now, that he will have to test himself at the Royal Rumble. And for whatever reason, I just feel like all this was a little bit not necessary, because all the video packages Roman already know about. He knows about these things. He was there some of these moments, and whatever moments he wasn't there, everybody else saw it. So was this really something that was necessary for him to have? I would say no. But anyway, he's not guilty. Everybody loves Sami. And right after this match, we had the tag team match with the Usos versus Dominic and Damian Priest. So this was an actual fun little tag team match. I did go into this knowing that one set of the titles were up for grabs, so it's possible that they could have lost those titles. The match was great. We did have Damian Priest, who was in control of the match for quite some time. However, obviously this is one of those matches that is there for the drama, and trust me, we had some drama. So during this match, we had Jimmy Uso going for a suicide dive, and he ends up falling outside the ring, and then he starts saying, ow, my knee, my knee. So we have Sami and Jey, the ref, there in front of him, like trying to see if he's okay. And to be completely honest, like from the jump, I already knew that this wasn't a real injury. However, they were playing it off like it was. When I say like the ref looked at him for 1 second and threw up the X so fast, I was like, not real at all. Then we had some more refs come down, and Adam Pearce come down. They're checking him out. And immediately Adam Pearce was like, well, if he can't wrestle, then you guys all automatically forfeit the title. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is just so quick. Like, it was so quick, like it was planned, you know what I mean? And then Sammy's like, no, I'm a Uso. I can get in this match and help defend with Jey. And Adam agrees, and they go back into the match. and they continue and they end up winning this match. It was fun. The drama part obviously not needed because I feel like the acting was not great at all, but it was a great match and they did whatever they had to do and end up winning this match. I'm really interested into seeing what will happen to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, so I will be checking out the pay-per-view and seeing obviously who's going to be in the Royal Rumble match and who will win, and also to see how Sami is going to be able to prove himself at that pay-per-view. So right after that, we had LA Knight come out and he's talking about his upcoming match with Bray Wyatt. And you guys, my dead man comes out, interrupts, and he's back out as the American Badass, and he's on his bike and he looks absolutely amazing. Fangirling. Oh my gosh, love him so much. Honestly, I was kind of disappointed with this moment. We didn't hear a word from Taker. He looks good. Maybe put a little bit of pounds, but that's okay. That's what it is to enjoy in retirement. I didn't mind seeing him, but I was expecting a little bit more. After he comes out to the ring, LA Knight is still talking, and the lights cut off and Bray is there. So now he's between Bray and The Undertaker. He decides to run into the ring. The Undertaker grabs him by the throat, and I'm like, okay, good, we're gonna get a little bit of action here tonight. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. Bray Wyatt ends up coming into the ring and delivering a Sister Abigail, and that's pretty much it. Right before Taker leaves the ring, he whispers something into Bray's ear, and I'm just like, okay, what did he say? And then that was it. He just got back on his bike and left. Not enough. I don't really understand what was gonna happen here for this moment. I think what they're doing is not necessarily letting the legends take any shine in the moment. So even though The Undertaker was there, it was really a moment for Bray Wyatt to have one up on LA Knight before the match. So that's pretty much all I got from that. I wish there was a little bit more. Right after that, we did have the Becky Lynch versus Bayley match. It's supposed to be a cage match, and you guys, this was an absolute flop. It was not good at all. Obviously, probably because of timing, and you know, that first segment plus the tag team match pretty much took up that whole hour. I didn't get a chance to really look, but it really felt like it took up a lot of time. So when it came to the cage match, essentially there was no official match. You know, Bayley and Damage Control, they got Becky in the ring. They beat her up, locked the cage so that no one can interrupt their beatdown. And when Adam Pearce and friends came out, they got a bolt cutter and they opened up the lock. They're able to go inside and help Becky, but all three of the girls end up climbing to the top of the cage and falling back out the cage and running away. No match, no nothing. It absolutely came off pretty lame, and I'm pretty sure if you were one of the people in the crowd, you would have been disappointed at that moment. I'm pretty sure a lot of people was expecting to see a cage match, and that did not happen. And I do believe that has something to do with the timing of the show. Now, one thing I did realize with this show is the lack of female legends. There was an issue that with the Bella twins, for whatever reason, they were advertised, but they were not there. And after the show, they went on social media and they were basically saying that a lot of girls wouldn't come. A lot of girls weren't featured in the video package that they had throughout the night. So they did have a few video packages, but we didn't really get to see much of them. Women play a really big part in pro wrestling, and for whatever reason, they never really get to make a really big impact compared to the guys. And I really feel like part of that is these promotions not taking the extra step to make these girls as big as stars as the guys. And unfortunately, watching last night, we really kind of got to see that, you know, as far as women's go and what they contributed, it just wasn't celebrated as much as the guys. And I don't think it was trying to be celebrated separately. We just didn't see much of them, so I was kind of disappointed. Now me, I don't care about the Bellas, to be honest. Them being legends is absolutely definitely not right for these two girls, but I do understand where they're coming from as far as their complaints with female wrestlers not really being featured like that. We did get to see Alundra Blaze backstage with the AEP little casino thing that they had backstage, which actually seemed like the best part of the whole show. Like, if I was there, that's exactly where I wanted to be, with AEP, with the APA and everybody else back there playing cards and having a good time. You know, these are just the usual people that we always see, but I totally get the complaints about the ladies. Kind of disappointed with that there. So right after that, we have DX and Kurt Angle come out, and they're having their fun little segment, doing what they always do. And right in the middle of that, we have the Imperium come out, and Gunther flapping his mouth about nothing. And obviously DX are much older than these guys. I'm pretty sure they can still go, but at this point, you want to just enjoy your retirement, right? So now they need help. Who's going to take care of these three and shut them the hell up? Seth Rollins definitely comes down for that call. And then we have the Street Profits as well that comes down. So now we have the 6 men in the ring. And before that, we have Kurt Angle, who takes off his shirt and say, hey, I got a ref shirt on. I'm ready for whatever. And he gets in there and we have a match. This is a great match. You know, a silly segment. What else are you going to get with DX? They've always been this type of way. They're always entertaining. However, they don't take away from these guys who are currently in the roster. So I like how they don't let themselves get involved physically with them. But the segment was great. The match was great. We did have the Street Profits doing a ankle lock at the same time to two opponents right in front of Kurt Angle, so that was really cool to see. And also Seth Rollins did counter a power bomb and performed a pedigree, so homage to, you know, Kurt Angle and also to Triple H. This was a great match. I do recommend going back to check this out. Oh, as well as the tag team match earlier as well. So no complaints with that there. Oh, I do really like the little video packages that they had throughout the night. To be completely honest, when I think about Raw, I think of, you know, somebody like Bret Hart. I think of, oh, definitely Stone Cold Steve Austin. We didn't get any of those guys. Oh, and also Mick Foley is one of those guys as well. Mick Foley did posted earlier in the day that he couldn't do it because of scheduling. He has been away from home for over 30 days. He's working on different projects and he just wanted to go home and see his family before he goes back onto the road, so he could not make it to Raw. But he is definitely one of those people I think of when I think of Raw, and it would have been so great to see a lot more people who's contributed to making Raw what it is could have been at the show. Right after that match, we do have Charlotte Flair come out, being introduced by her daddy, and obviously they're not going to take this moment away from the Nature Boy after them becoming friends and all that, business partners with him. And you know what, I'm just going to say this whole moment could have been taken out if that meant that the cage match with Becky and Bayley would have you know, gone on. So now we have these three girls, they're yapping in the ring, and it comes between Sonya and Bianca. They have a match. It wasn't all that, just a typical thing. And since it wasn't that much of a great of a match, what kind of killed it was a commercial break. That made me definitely lose more interest in the match. Sometimes these, I mean, yeah, I need the commercials to pay the bills, I get it, but sometimes where it's placed could, you know, easily get someone who's watching to lose track of what's going on, and you know, they'll kill the interest. So with this commercial break, it definitely killed it for me. Bianca ends up taking the win. Nothing special. It's pretty much what you see all the time. I do think they could have taken this moment out for the steel cage match to run longer. Well, for them to even have the match at all. So right after that, we have The Miz, who comes out talking about he should be having a segment. He was one of those guys who made Raw what it was. And right in the middle of him talking, we do hear the crowd cheering like something is happening, but the camera only stays on The Miz, so we don't get to see like who's coming out. It turns out to be Kevin Owens. He comes out, hits The Miz with a KO, and he has a few words to say about this whole conspiracy shit that's going on with Sami Zayn. And definitely interested to see where they're going to move forward with this storyline with the bloodline coming up towards the pay-per-view, which is this weekend. Right after that, we do have the main event with Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory. Now, as soon as I heard this, I was like, Bobby might get this win. The match starts off pretty great. This wasn't bad. What really took this moment to another level was having another interruption, you guys, from Brock Lesnar. So it was really great to see him come out, and he delivers an F5 to Bobby Lashley, and Bobby's laying down in the middle of the ring. He grabs Austin Theory, and we're like, you know what, he gonna get one too. But he actually throws him onto Bobby so that he can win the match. He ends up winning this match, and I'm interested to see where they're going with Brock Lesnar from here. Now, I just wanted to touch on a few little extra things that are not matches. The Ric Flair documentary that's going to be coming out, I think it's on Peacock, also was an advertisement for a new show on Netflix about a mom who becomes a pro wrestler. I'm really interested in seeing that. It looked like a really cool trailer, so I'll definitely check that out and see what that's about. And also the WWE 2K game, John Cena is on 3 covers, so they have 3 covers and each cover is John Cena. And I have to say something, I just feel like WWE have no faith in their current roster to have John Cena to be on this cover. He's definitely been on the cover, and I do feel like moving forward they have to really emphasize on who's on their roster for these type of things. Also, there's rumors going around that WWE had contacted Stone Cold Steve Austin to be Roman Reigns' opponent at WrestleMania. Why would they want to do that? Why have they not built someone in the past 2 years to get to Roman's level for that moment? That is absolutely insane that they have not found someone to be able to have the torch passed down to them. It just doesn't really make sense that they have to call these guys out of retirement and say, hey, were you chilling? Well, the fun's over now. How would you feel like participating in WrestleMania for this amount of money? If somebody's throwing millions at me, I would definitely be tempted. But at the same time, it's like, well, when this match is over, what next? What are you going to do with the people who are on your roster, who are active and not really moving up and getting anywhere? You know, sometimes we just find out who the stars are by accident, you know. And for me, I just feel like they're not taking enough risks and chances with these newer guys to find out who the next big guy is. And with Roman and the bloodline being such a popular storyline that they have been going on for quite some time, I don't feel like they have taken the time out to find out who it is that's going to have this torch passed on to them. And honestly, I don't know where they're going with that, but it is disappointing to see and hear them calling out on guys who are no longer wrestling to do things like be part of matches. Now, it's cool to see these guys do this, but in the long run, what are you doing with your current guys? Nothing at all. I would love to have seen Seth Rollins be the very next guy. We really see last year, 2022, Moxley and Roman Reigns really handling their shit. And, you know, I want the same thing for Seth. I really do. Right now, I just don't know if he's the next guy. But at the same time, WWE could be pushing him to be the next guy, seeing what he can deliver as a performer, as a, you know, all-around talent. And I just feel like calling up Austin, calling up whoever the hell y'all calling up, is not productive in the long run. So Raw was great. I don't have much of complaints. I would have loved to see my dead man just stand in front of the camera for like 5 minutes, don't do nothing, let me just get a good look at you. But the show was okay. Nothing over the top. As long as your expectations weren't high, then you weren't disappointed. I will be back to review Dynamite. Now, I just wanted to say that I don't know what happened, but I do feel like Warner has been feeling the heat from Jay Briscoe's death, about people being really upset about them not being able to televise a tribute for him. Now we have a match on Dynamite that was just announced. Mark Briscoe versus Jay Lethal. Oh my god, I am so excited about this. What makes it more exciting is that these guys requested this. So honestly, I thought we wasn't going to see Mark for a very long time. However, here's a week later and he wants to come out and fight in Jay's honor. I'm just absolutely excited to see this. I really hope that this is something that you know, he can do. It's only been a week since his brother has passed away, and I'm looking forward to seeing this match. And whoever made this call, y'all did the right thing, because y'all keeping him and his brother off TV for petty reasons is just absolutely ridiculous, and I'm looking forward to that. And I will be back with my review. Thank you guys for watching my review for Raw 30th anniversary. If you didn't watch it, go ahead and watch it and kill a couple hours. Bye.